All right, guys, I want to spend a few moments with you here this morning just talking about where we're at. You know, this is the beginning of the second 6 weeks. First 6 weeks is kind of crazy. We had a few days, and then, of course, the storm, and 2 weeks out, and then 2 weeks back. And so we've kind of gotten acclimated, and hopefully you've gotten acclimated back to some normalcy. Not just here at Dobie, but hopefully kind of in your home life. I know some of you are still displaced. You're living with family or with friends, and you're driving in because you want to be at Dobie. And, man, we want you to be at Dobie. We love for you to be here, and I thank you for that. Let's talk a little bit about where we're at now with the second 6 weeks. Of course, you'll be getting report cards at the end of the week. And I'm just going to be upfront and honest with you guys. When you get your report cards, take a look at it. A lot of you that our teachers were very compassionate. They understood the situation. And some of you were given some gifts. You know, maybe your grade was a little lower and your teachers reached out and said, you know what, we want to do this for our kids. We know they've had a hard time these last 2 weeks of the storm, and your grades will reflect that. So understand that a lot of those grades that you see may not be purely indicative to the exact average that you had during the first 6 weeks, but your teachers love you enough that they bumped you a little bit there to help you through this first 6 weeks. In saying that, we're back in the groove of things, so you're kind of on your own from this point forward. All right, so make sure that if you were lazy those 2 weeks after the storm and you didn't do a whole lot, or maybe you didn't go to class as much as you should, you look at that report card and your grade's like, oh wow, man, I can just kind of go through the motions and be okay. Not so much the case, guys. You're gonna receive what you earn this 6 weeks. So make sure that you understand that if you didn't do everything that you were supposed to, if you didn't pull your weight the first 6 weeks, you might have got a little gift there from your teachers. And so understand that that's not going to continue. So I wanted to make sure that that's perfectly clear. Make sure you thank your teachers. They did that with a compassionate heart. They understand what the storm did to this South Belt area. And that some of you went through trying times and still going through trying times, and they definitely wanted to reach out and show you some compassion there. So make sure you thank them for that. There were no consequences for tardies the first 6 weeks. We didn't even keep track of tardies the first 6 weeks. So there was no ISS, no Saturday served. Starting, of course, yesterday with this first day of the second 6 weeks, we are keeping track of tardies, and we will be issuing consequences, Saturday guidances, ISS, Guidance Center, things of that nature. So make sure that you're getting to class on time. Make sure you have your IDs on. If you haven't gotten one, make sure you go see Mr. McIntyre and get that thing printed out. We will be checking those. You don't want to be without those. Continue to do right with your dress code. 99% of you are doing good. A few of you still having a hard time understanding what's appropriate, and so we need to help you with that. We will, but make sure that you stay on track there. Let's talk about Mega Lunch just for a minute. We've had 2 weeks of it. I've been very pleased. Your behavior has been well. The way you've acted, the way you've conducted yourselves during these 2 weeks have been very positive, and I want you to continue that. I don't want to see a change in that. I know that you can do it. You've proved to me that you can do it. Let's keep it up. We want to keep Mega Lunch a special thing around here. We don't want to retract back to those 4 lunches during fourth period, so make sure that you take care of that. Pick your trash up when you leave. Trash looks pretty good, actually, but there's still some left in the hallways. Don't leave trash, and don't let your friends leave trash. Toss that in the trash can as you go to class. Speaking of going to class, the one negative that I have from 2 weeks of Mega Lunch is our tardies for fifth period. Guys, you have the entire Mega Lunch, 55 minutes, and then we have 7 minutes after Mega Lunch for you to get to class. So you have over an hour to get to class, all right? That warning bell rings, you have 3 minutes before the end of lunch. The end of the lunch bell rings, you get a warning bell a minute before, and you get 7 minutes actually to get from end of lunch to the beginning of fifth period. Let's clean that up. Let's clean that up. That's the one thing that I'm seeing that has to get better. If we're going to continue to do Mega Lunch around here, that has to get better. You have to get to class on fifth period on time. So we'll be looking at that over the next week or two. Show me what you can do. I know you can do it. Make an effort. Get to class on time, fifth period. Of course, I encourage you to get out, cheer on our teams. Cross country's in the midst of their season. They're doing extremely well. Volleyball is in the midst of district. In fact, tonight they're at home versus LaPorte. 4:30, 5:30, 6:30. Freshman, JV, and varsity. Come out and support those ladies as they're in the middle of the district race. And then, of course, football kicks off district this week, Deer Park, Friday night at Deer Park. And, of course, Friday will be a specialized Spirit Day. Hunt the deer, so break out that camo, wear that camo Friday for school to show your spirit, show that Dobie pride. Just wanted to visit with you again. Great start of the second start of the year, if you will. Keep it up. Get to class on time for Mega Lunch after Mega Lunch for 5th period. Help me out there. We'll talk again soon. Go Horns.